guys, it's Joey or Rowan, and I thought I'd make a quick video just updating everybody, and this video is going to go into something else as well. So just quickly to update, I haven't been around as much and I won't be around as much because of my wisdom teeth are playing up again, and I went to the dentist and they're impacted, which means they're growing incorrectly on the right side, on the top and the bottom. This in itself is annoying and quite painful over the years because they push through and could go back again. But they've now started triggering quite severe migraines. So this week has been a bit of a cluster of them. So I've spent a lot of my time in a dark room. So that's why there's not been quite so many videos this week. But it did give me some time to think about what I wanted to do, and I decided to carry on with the idea of honouring deity, and this first video is going to be honouring deity Earth, and I'm going to do one for each element. I'm going to do a talking video, this video, for each element, and then I'm going to wander about with the video camera and show the ideas and talk about the ideas maybe a little bit more. And I wanted to do a talky video first and then go through it with pictures. So, you know, because I've done a lot of videos where I've not been on camera because it's easier for me not to stare at the screen where the web camera is with my headaches. So this first video, as I said, is going to be honouring deity through Earth, and the idea of Earth and the realm and of the element Earth. And I was thinking of doing this. I started with the altar video, and it sort of came off that ways in which to honour deity, which and a way of breaking that down, sort of. Because a lot of people seem to be quite confused about how they are supposed to honour deity, and this is just some ideas and yada yada yada. And I thought Earth was an easy place to start because Earth and nature around us is one of the things that draws people into paganism, because they see the world around them and feel the spirituality within nature. The changing of the seasons has a big impact on them, and this is the first point I have put down about honouring deity through the element of Earth, is just appreciate the world around you. You go for walks, go out into nature, enjoy it, and it's sort of appreciating it and seeing it and taking that thankful attitude as you do. And if you see any rubbish on the ground, you know, take it, bin it. Don't throw rubbish on the floor yourself. And if you go outside and do an outside ritual, one of the first things I was ever told by people I learnt from early on was always leave it better than when you found it. So do some cleaning up in the area. And on this note, you could maybe take up causes of environmental welfare. You could. It usually starts at home is the easiest way of doing it, and I found a website which was quite good. Where is it? www.50waystohelp.com, and these were simple ways you can be more green at home, and things like recycling, investigating simple ways to be green or to reduce your footprint on the earth. And this is honouring deity by showing respect and love for Earth, which is the body of the god and the goddess. Earth is considered to be the realm of the body of ourselves as well, the physical plane, and therefore elements of health and taking care of yourself can in fact be ways in which you honour deity, God, goddess, spirit, however you want to say it. So exercise and hobbies and taking care of yourself in other ways can be if you change your thinking on it, can be a way in which you honour God and goddess, deity, spirit, source, however you know, through physical activity. And losing weight is something I am trying to do myself, and I'm trying to put myself in the frame of mind whereby that exercise, that doing hobbies and doing the physical things is an act of joyous praise and celebration of God and goddess. You know, you get dancing and physical movement within ritual, so why not take that idea and into your exercise regime? For example, I have a cross trainer downstairs, and I visualize when I am on the cross trainer. Not only does it take an edge of the boredom off of repeating the same action over and over again, but I sort of visualize a sort of warrior stance of running, of battle, of and it pumps up the energy, changes the thought waves, and gets you more invested. Also taking care of yourself in other ways through the body. So for example, like if you know, as a girly thing, like taking care of your skin, so you might use a face mask or and things like that, and it's just a way of perking yourself up, of calming yourself, of de-stressing yourself, of letting go of negativity and praising deity by basically bringing in positive energy and making yourself a better person. And at the same time as you doing that, excuse me, I just need a sip of water. You can see I'm not that well. At the same time as you doing that, you should also be aware of the products that you're buying, their impact on the environment and their stances on animal testing and things like that. It's worth being in the know about where you shop for products and food and things as well, which is slightly separate to the cosmetic issue. For example, the most well publicised place is Lush, www.lush.co.uk or .com, and they use all natural ingredients. They don't use any ingredients that have been tested on animals at any point, or you know, they have all the values that as a pagan you should value. Basically, they don't test on animals, they don't use animal products in their cosmetics, I guess, if you want to call them. It's all vegan or vegetarian, and it's worth knowing that and being aware of that, and proactively seeking out your shopping experience so you are not hurting the world around you. Cooking is a really good way in which you can honour deity and is part of the earthly realm. When you think about it, cooking is pretty much like a form of spell work. I've mentioned before that, you know, I do these potato wedges, and I homemake them, and I get the potatoes and wash them and cut them up into wedges, and in a bowl I have olive oil and garlic usually, and then different herbs and spices depending on what I'm feeling. And if you infuse that with your energy and your intention, you are performing a kind of spell work. And if you wanted to, you could use that to honour deity. I mean, you're honouring deity through the action of putting your energy and your love and something to make something, to transform something with your energy, because you're living in such a way which honours the deity. But you can make specific foods as well for specific deities. I mean, you hear about cakes in rituals. for example. And if you wanted to honor your specific matron deity, you could take edible herbs and spices. So if and you don't even have to follow anybody else's rules. You could just think what feels right for me. So if you had a fiery goddess that or Kali, then you might take spices that were quite hot and cook something up with that. It could be anything. You know, I quite often for Yule have a curry because it's the welcoming back of the sun, and for me there's something about having that hot spicy food which connects me to that that thought process, that energy level. So the way in which I cook and eat and things brings in honouring deity through the earthly realm. You can also grow your own if you can. If you have your own garden, then you can go nuts. But if not, maybe some pot plants or things like that's what I'm going to have to try and do. Is I do grow a few things and harvest them, like lavender, and it brings in that magic from the element of earth. And if you're growing your own, you're adding to the ecosystem. You're supporting insects and animals in the world around you, and that's all part of nature's cycle, which is all tied into the goddess. So by doing that, that is honouring the world around you. It's basically a lot of this for me is an everyday way of life, and it's just switching how you think about it, from switching how you see things from a mundane point of view maybe to a spiritual point of view. So I mentioned earthly causes, and other ones obviously on that line could be for animals. If you have your own animals, connecting with them, taking your dog for a walk, it sounds like the most mundane thing in the world, but you're bringing an animal joy, you're getting some exercise, and you're going out in nature. So if instead you stop thinking of it as a chore and you switch something in your head so it becomes almost a form of worship without it really being worship, it's just enjoying life and bringing joy forth, which is connecting to the god and the goddess. So then I moved away from that to a little bit more specific things like herbs and crystals specifically, because these are two areas of magic, if you like, that are most associated with the element of earth and ways in which you can honour deity through them. So crystal altar is the first one I put down. So if you had a specific god or goddess, or even if you wanted to do it in a general way, but let's be specific first, you could get a statue or a representation, a candle or something, and put that in the centre, and then cleanse and charge crystals of appropriate nature that are associated with that particular god and goddess around them, or just ones that you think are, you know, connect you to the divine, perhaps. If it were me, I don't have enough crystals at the minute to do this, but I'd love to do it, and I think this is something I'm going to be doing within the next few months maybe, is amethyst, because amethyst connects me to the divine, as I said in my altar video, in a really unique way. It's my favourite gemstone, which is an easy way to tell which your connecting gemstone to the divine might be. It's the one that you love, and every time you see it you're like, oh, I've got to have a bit of that, and, oh, it's so pretty, and you feel it. That's the basic way. And I would probably have an assortment of it, and then a candle or a statue or a representation there. Or you could have it in a generalized sense and just have crystals around it. As long as you find the altar beautiful and the energies connect you in with spirituality, then you are using crystals in a little minimal altar way, just to on a deity. Or you could carry an appropriate crystals of the god or goddess with you all day and hold it for a minute here and there. So it's easy enough to carry them around with you and then just hold them. Just say thank you, or you know, something like that. And what else have I got? Oh, you could do a crystal grid to honour deity. We use them for all sorts of other means. Why not have one that you set up specifically to say thank you? I have a crystal grid in my room for protection, which I will video record as part of the going through these ideas in a visual sense video, which is being the next one. But why not set up a small one to honour a specific, or to honour in general god and goddess? Meditations with crystals. There are plenty of fantastic videos all over the YouTube and all over the internet for ways in which you can use crystals to help you meditate, and perhaps using crystals in a chakra meditation to align your body's energies using crystals, and that way you sort of cleanse yourself and align your energies properly through the use of the element earth through crystals. And it's honouring deity because you are seeking the balance within as well as without. So then similar ideas for plants and herbs. Obviously you could maybe have a living altar if you wanted, like plants growing on it, or a window box, and you could just pop a little statue in there, a little crystal in there or something, along with the growing of whatever. You can use spell work involving herbs, so pouches, teas, balms, any healthy way in which they are applied to or in the body, like tea would be in the body, or a balm would be on the body, because that's within the realm of the element of earth. And then the last idea was how I do oils. I don't think I actually have any. Yeah, I don't have any here. But how I do a goddess oil is I take appropriate herbs and grind them in my mortar and pestle as if I was making an incense, and then I put them in a pan with a tiny bit of olive oil and heat them through for seconds, and then put the herbs into a bottle and then top up with olive oil, and that's an oil that I can then anoint myself with in honour and praise of the goddess. So I think that was all my ideas, and it is taking it out of me, this, so I may have to go lie down again. Such a state, I've got to try and take care of myself at the minute because of my wisdom teeth. Not till January they're not taking them out. NHS. Anyway, so this was the basic idea of this, was to give some ideas on how you might honour deity through the element of earth, and I will do a follow-up videos on air, fire, water and spirit. I have ideas about how I want to address each element, so I know how I want to do it. And then the follow-up video to this is going to be me going around with a video camera showing you physical ideas of this spoken video. So I will set up some like my crystal grid and maybe a crystal altar, just to show you some ideas and show you how this could be brought into practice. I was going to do that first, and actually the weather is really, really bad today. It's like I was going to go out and just video some little bits and pieces, but the weather's so bad. So I'll see how it goes throughout the afternoon, but I don't know. But we'll see. Hopefully it'll be alright. So that's going to be it for today, and many, many blessings.